Time for rolling.
Welcome to Time for Rolling eSports, the weekly podcast that brings you Vainglory eSports. From predictions to recaps and analysis, we present to you the best in professional Vainglory. Now here's your hosts, Endless and Crude Sloth. It's
time for rolling.
Dude, you see the High Noon podcast has their own pick'em website for the Overwatch League that's starting?
No, that's dope.
I know. I looked at it and I want to figure out how we could do it. But someone created a site. Here, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, highnoonpick'em.com. You literally can sign up and it's fantasy basically. And it keeps a leaderboard of everyone. It's pretty sweet. It would be awesome.
I'm sure that requires someone to know how to do like a website or something, right? Or
no, I'm pretty sure they just used, like one of those websites like Wix or PowerPress that builds websites and stuff to do all of it. But there's some type of things behind the scenes that they have to do probably to code everything. That's probably over my head.
Yeah,
there's Pixel predicts. Okay, stage 1, week 1, introduction predictions. They go ahead and make their picks. God, dude, did we pick the wrong game? No, we didn't pick the wrong game.
I don't know.
Dude, there's so many awesome teams. I can't wait for Vainglory to start doing that shit. One giant league throughout the whole world. Players are everywhere. There's Korean players on NA teams. There's just people everywhere. Anywho, probably should start this Vainglory podcast, huh?
I mean, we should do that.
We actually have VIS stuff. We actually have actual competitive Vainglory to talk about.
Yes, lit. Sorry, I'm really excited.
I can tell.
For the right targets, that is one trade. T-Tigers is still pretty healthy, tries to jump in, he finds one. This is a big turnaround for Liberation X. They might get the third, they might find an ace here onto Lost Boytov. Surrey Strike is not enough. The goes down, he might go for Donna Twips. He's gonna get one, he's gonna get two. Lost Boytov!
Lost Boytov, he does it! He gets the 2 versus 1 turnaround under the turret.
He lives too.
This man is a god.
Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome to episode 73 of Time for Rolling eSports. We are back once again, and we have more things to talk about. Actually, we have competitive Vainglory to talk about. We are back with some little winter tournaments that are going on. VIS League currently is going on Tuesday, unfortunately. Crude and I. Hello, Crude. How is it going?
What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Dude, it's going great. I'm excited to record our Thursday episode, and it's nice. We've already mentioned it a little bit, but it's nice being back to our normal routine, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
There's podcasts out there that we listen to, and they do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday type schedule, and it would be fun to do, but Tuesday, Thursday, I think works out perfect for us.
Yeah, right now. Maybe if something changes, maybe we'll look into it, but for right now, Tuesday, Thursday is definitely
maybe more content. I mentioned a little side podcast we've been talking about doing that may be fun if we get the gear up and running. So maybe that would be our not necessarily Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but our maybe a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Who knows? Or maybe a weekend episode, like a Sunday morning on your way to church. You can listen to it.
What?
I mean, come on, it'd be a good time. Quick 20-minute episode.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone that are our listeners are just real big churchgoers.
That's what I was thrown off about a little bit, but all right.
I don't know. I just went to go with the most cliche thing you do on Sunday mornings. Most people may just be sleeping and wake up, and then it's football time.
Yeah, there you go. That's a schedule. I like that schedule.
You listen to the podcast while you're also checking out fantasy for who to sit and who's hurt for that weekend of football.
Yes, 100%. Nothing better. Well, yeah, nope, nothing better.
Right. So, yes, this episode, we're going to do some Viz talk. Like I said, we weren't aware Tuesday. Well, we recorded obviously before Tuesday, but Tuesday night, we had our first Viz. We had a couple games running there. We finally saw the full schedule, so we're going to talk about that tonight. Today, I should say, whenever you're listening to it. We're maybe talk a little bit about our own disgusting drama happening in our competitive ranked queue. It's been lovely recently, the last couple of days. It makes me more and more excited for 5v5, and maybe other drama stuff going on, obviously always on Twitter. Real quick before we get into it, let's talk about our sponsors. Oh, sorry. NACL obviously will be starting up we're in January. January 15th.
July.
Dude,
Shit.
the Jays, they kind of just threw me off my brain.
They get you every time.
Sometimes before I realize what I'm saying, I'm just saying it. My mouth works faster than my brain. Is there like some saying? Anyways, whatever. NACL, obviously North American Champs League. Obviously one of my favorite tournaments run by Community Mags is starting Season 5. And registration's ending very soon. By the time you hear this, I think it may be over, to be honest. A lot of great teams signed up. That'll be starting after Viz. Viz will be ending then. Real quick, while I'm talking about that, I'm going to pull up Halcyon Elite and make sure I understand when they start. But the NACL is a tournament that I love working with and love casting games for. I'm excited to see we had double band draft this season, so I'm really excited about that. That'll definitely bring the competition up a little bit when it comes to players having a chance to get a true draft in and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be awesome. Halcyon Elite will be returning January 11th, so that will be going on as well. But we're talking about NACL right now, so I'm excited for them to be back. Our other friends and sponsor is Mobile eSports. Mobile eSports, of course, doing all things mobile gaming. Tonight when we're recording this, they did a nice Rules of Survival community event, played some games on stream with people. That's the kind of stuff they like doing. They like showcasing new mobile games. Mobile news, also they have their own website where they write articles about new releases, updates, teasers of all the new games coming to mobile. There is a new mobile game coming to the phone, hopefully soonish for Android and then eventually iOS probably, but it's going to be more Fortnite style of Battle Royale, so maybe some building and other cartoon type graphics. Who knows? But that's all the type of stuff that Mobile Esports likes to do. They follow all things Mobile Esports and mobile gaming because just like Crude and I, we believe mobile is the future, and Vainglory, we hope, is going to be one of the main titles to lead the charge in the mobile industry. But I think that it's enough for our sponsors and friends. NACL, Mobile Esports. Make sure you look in the show notes, click on the links, and follow everything about them. So Crude, how's your Vainglory queue been going in the ranked world?
Okay, so
Story
we had
time.
we had left on like what was it, 2 episodes ago? No, 1 episode ago, 2 episodes ago, because we recorded Tuesday. Anyway, irrelevant for that part. And he said that there's no such thing as Elo Hell. Left, if you're listening, false. There's such thing.
It's the mindset.
I went 11-2 on a Baptiste one game. Like I mean, obviously there's multiple examples and there's multiple reasons why we lost this game, whatever. But I feel that I could have done nothing better for this Rome, who selected Rome. I have no problem going Rome captain, whatever you want to call it. Selecting Rome and then building a fountain, crucible, and then the rest going attack. Did not work at all, of course, because they had much more sustain ability than what we had. And I went 11-2 and we lost. How do you go 11-2 on a Baptiste and lose? Someone explain this.
I mean, those two deaths at 20 minutes when it was most crucial, or
they were earlier on?
Yeah, I mean,
I got a little aggressive.
your team comp, there's probably just so many things that play into it that the reasons why you lose. But it's probably frustrating, especially for you, who I guess you would probably say you main jungle, if you main captain, but like jungle is another thing you're pretty comfortable with. But
Yeah.
when you have a game that you play that well on, you go 11-2. Me and you, we're not that great at the game, like if we're being honest. So when we have a good game like that and we actually kind of do hit everything correctly and kind of play well, it's pretty frustrating when you're like, dang, I actually
Yeah.
played well, but I'm not being rewarded. But I don't know. I like left. He says it probably best. It's really just trying to have that positive mindset when you're playing them. But when it happens to you kind of like a lot over and over, it gets really difficult to, deal with the trolls and the people that rage. I try not to ping anymore. I really, really have been trying to stop pinging just because I've been getting into games and just immediately silencing my teammates. I mean, I don't normally immediately do it, but it's because even if like I don't know, just like the sound effect. This is gonna sound weird, and I think people actually had talked about this before. But the sound effect of the OK button is sarcastic. Like when you hear that sound effect for OK, even if you are like truly like, all right, when you say OK, sounds good. Like I like that idea. OK, in the way it's formed, is the
Yeah.
shortest OK. Like, okay, cool, whatever, bye. I'm not
It's
listening to you.
it's just like texting. I mean, people have issues with like, I don't know, unless you know that person personally and you
Interpreting.
can, yeah. Unless you know exactly how they act and like how like if they're a sarcastic asshole all the time or if that's just like how they are or whatever. Yeah, I definitely when you get the okay, like I don't know, and this maybe it's just me too. I always respond like I always look at as okay as like a sarcastic okay, and
Yeah.
then I do look like later on I'm like maybe he was actually saying okay, like yeah, let's do that, but
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, and it is frustrating because one, for me and you are obviously really different. We have our fights and arguments, and that's one thing we work on. But like, I'm the most competitive player ever. Like, no matter what I'm playing, I want to do everything I can to win. And if I make a mistake, I want to figure out why I make that mistake. But like, when I play a competitive game and I'm doing, like you said, everything you can possible, it can be frustrating and hard not to kind of rage and be like, look, if you guys just stick together like and just try to let me at least when I get forced into captain, I'll play captain and I'm not the best at it, but like if I would rather play captain than have someone else be forced into it and then who's going to rage. Like I'm not going to force someone into captain who may just, build weapon power and quit. I would rather suck it up and play captain myself, which I just did today. So we were drafting, and I think they are. Oh, the guy I was at the very bottom of the drafting phase. So of course I was kind of left to, let them pick no matter what. So they put up that they wanted to lane and carry and jungle. So I was like, fine, I'll play captain. First person, he immediately locks in Saul, which I'm not really happy about because really you should be probably taking a top tier captain immediately, not worrying about locking in Saul first, because one, you can counter that super easy. Saul's not going to be something you pick first unless you're DNZO or someone who's like good on it. So of course they pick. We didn't ban Varia either. We banned like Taka because I don't know.
That's not a terrible ban.
No, no,
That's not
no,
a terrible
no.
ban.
That's not. But
2.11.
we were on side B. What should have happened is they banned someone random, which is really weird. But like since they left it to us, I would rather play against Taka than Varia personally. But like normally, what I do on side A is I'll ban Taka and make them ban Varia, and if they don't, then we'll pick her up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you kind of try to force side B to ban her, which that's what I see a lot of people doing, and we didn't because I didn't have the choice. So he picked Saw into Varia, and whatever, fine. We pick up. Wait a minute. Oh, we picked up Taka because, right? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, let me get back to my original point. My original point is I try to draft the best captain possible for the situation. I draft Lyra. I had a bulwark for Varia and Glaive to try to stop them jumping on Saw as much as possible. That was really obviously their whole goal is to stop Saw. The problem is Saw doesn't build any type of sustain. He doesn't build Serpent's Mask, which is when you have a fully spun up Saw and when you have Serpent's Mask on them, they can get, that healing, which is pretty pretty good. So, me being Lyra, I have Bulwark, I have the Sigil. Like, I do a lot of healing on him, and that was really my main focus, was trying to heal Saw as much as possible. We won early game by a mile, which that's what you see with Saws all the time. You win early game. Man, as soon as that Varia got, into that late game, her barrier was so strong. The glaive, even though I had Atlas and Bulwark, try to keep him away from Saul as much as possible. Saul sometimes just, typical Saul who like insta locks him, throws out a lane in the middle of the or not a lane, but the suppressing fire, like in the middle
Yeah.
in the middle of the jungle, just sitting still. I'm like, you're gonna die if you do that. So
Just get instantly blown up.
yeah, Saul was 5-1. He ends 5-7 just because of the for me personally, unless you have a team that really knows how to work around a Saul, or you're all in voice comms and can truly work around a Saul, it's not going to win. It's not going to win games. I really wish people stop picking Saul unless you're in a party with people that can work out how to win with a Saul comp.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, it's 100% like, I've just come to terms with this. I think you kind of are, like, compared to what you used to, but like this game is so much strategy and so much, having to work with people. Like, you can't just hop in and play a ranked game solo queue and expect to win. Like, and I'm not saying that you do expect that. I understand that, but like,
you got to be pretty
it's just so
talented to do it.
triggering. Yeah, I mean, you have to be a professional player. Like, you have to be the
Well,
NZO
I
and
wouldn't
Flash
say
X.
professional, but like I would say definitely someone who can spend more time with the game and like working on your skills. Like me and you are so busy that we don't have time to truly get better, I would
Yeah.
say.
True.
Maybe
But,
a younger
yeah.
kid who has a lot more free time and can truly work on whatever position they're in.
Right. I don't know. For me, I just learned long ago that it's just not worth it. I don't have the time, like you said, to put in to perfect my craft. So
Yeah.
I try not to get triggered.
I think that's why
But that's that.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm excited for 5v5, just because I think it'll be easier to work with people and there'll be a lot more happening, a lot more chance for people to, I would say, farm and carry certain positions. I don't know. I just think you're going to have more players, which you can argue this both ways. You're going to have more players,
Yep.
which is going to
I'm going to argue it the other way. 100%.
you're going to have more players, which is going to have a better chance of running into people that know what they're doing and be willing to work in a 5v5. Even, if you have all these people that want a lane, then they have 3 lanes now. Like, they're going to be happy. Yay. But then you're going to have, the person that wants to jungle. That's fine. Like, I can rotate and flex in the lane and let you jungle. But I personally think it'll be easier for me to work with people in 5v5 than 3v3. There's going to be a lot less triggered people when it just in drafting phase because, like I said, there's going to be 3 more lanes instead of people being immediately ticked when they don't get that one position because there's only one position in 3v3 you can have.
Yeah.
But like your side is that there's a higher chance of running into trolls as well. So
yeah,
that's to see.
I'm worried that's what I think is going to happen. So we'll have to see though.
Yeah, we'll have to see which way it kind of falls. And I think every game out there has its trolling problems and it will never go away. So there's only so much I think Vainglory can do to stop it, and I don't expect them to fix every problem. I think they can do more, and I think they're working on more and more ways to help, trolls and that kind of issue. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's January, February here. 5v5 will be coming out for Golden Ticket, or no, not even Golden Ticket. Yeah, like the full game will be coming out in February. We'll be getting the Golden Ticket access here probably in the next couple of weeks. So I personally am happy that I may be done with 3v3.
Yeah, or you might be wishing to go back to 3v3. We'll soon find out.
That is very true. Yeah, so even playing with teammates and stuff is pretty hard for Crude and I just because we're in a guild that has a lot of vainglorious people in it, and unless they are willing to smurf with you and take like true time to try to get you up to that point, which I don't think I even really want to be just because, like I said, I don't play enough to keep my skill up that high. So I don't want to get boosted into VG10 and be one of those people that are just really bad and hurt the people that are truly VG10. Meanwhile, it would be nice because I would probably, I don't even think you deal with less trolls just because we've heard Left talk about there's just as many trolls up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5v5 will be here soon enough, so it'll be fun to start getting into that and start expressing more concerns in 5v5 or more. Hey, this is actually working better. Hopefully, we'll have more of the better. I think right now, currently, I'm the half full glass, or Crude's the half glass empty person. Glass half empty.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll roll with that.
Stop
All
being so
right.
negative.
What's our next topic? Viz League or Golden Ticket drama? Which one? Which one is it?
I don't know. I'm already on my drama binge. We might as well get the golden ticket thing out of the way.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, we never really expressed our opinion. I think we've the Twitter community has moved on from the drama that happened of the loot box, and you basically, if people don't somehow know about what happened, I don't think that's possible. Basically, what happened was one day on the daily or the marketplace type special reward things, there was a box that you could get, like a couple of rare keys, maybe an epic or something, some ice, some glory, and you'd get a golden ticket, all for $20, which a golden ticket guaranteed for $20. The main issue, I would say, that me and Cruder, we're pretty, I don't know, me and you are pretty back and forth. We've talked about both sides of it and where we stand on. I mean, were we pissed like some people were? No. Would I say that has something to do with the fact that we got the golden ticket already and we probably didn't have as much to lose? I mean, me and you probably spent. How many opals did you say? How many opals would you say you spent?
I had 600 or a little above 600 before I went, and we were in the basement. You were telling me, you're like, dude, don't buy anymore. And I was like, because you already had the ticket at the time and I didn't yet. And I was like spamming because that was when the bug was out. And I was like, I got to get this ticket. I got this ticket. I went through 600 opals, didn't get it. And I actually spent $20 more to buy more ice for the chest. And I actually ended up getting it like probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 spins in from that then. And got my ticket, but yeah. So,
and there's a couple things I want to talk about. Hopefully, I don't forget all my points. The first one I wanted to mention is we didn't actually exploit the bug. At the time, I saw, like, I think Left may have been the first person. He's like, "Oh, let's go 5v5." I was like, "Oh wow, the box is open." Like, this was just when they released it that you could try to get a ticket.
Yeah.
So then, like,
Good point.
I got on. I was like, "Wow, I got one too." So you were like, "Whoa, I need to get on too." And then shortly after we both had it, I saw more and more people, and everyone's like, "Hey, this is kind of weird." So that's when we kind of figured out there was a bug after we had it. So we didn't really
Yeah, because I remember you saying, you're like, "Wow, like I thought this was supposed to be hard. Like everyone's getting tickets and stuff." And then like you live on Twitter, and this is when I was on my PC because I had just got my PC, so I was too busy focused on that. And like you were like, "Everyone's getting this, dude. I don't know what's going on." And then that's when you're like, "Oh my gosh, dude, there's a bug. Like everyone's getting." And I was like, well, the whole world has 5v5 tickets now. And it was supposed to be like one person in a billion miles. So.
Which clearly that's not what happened. And like there was people that missed out. And like for me, I'm like, sucks to suck. Like there's people that were mad that they didn't know there was a bug and that everyone, I don't know. I saw some ridiculous things that people should just now get one because they missed out on a chance with the bug. And now they're spending like a ridiculous amount of money to get a golden ticket out of a chest. One, if you're not financially able to spend money on the game that is going to be coming out for free in 1 month, then me personally, this is just my personal opinions, people won't agree with it, I don't think you have any right to go complain and ask for money back from SCMC. I don't know.
Right.
But then there's the argument that SCMC made the mistake of saying, like, this is going to be a rare thing. Like, you're not going to have, this is going to be, you're going to have to win it. You're going to have to, take the chance in boxes. You're going to have to get, community events, that kind of stuff, win it through their Discord giveaway, that kind of, all those types of things. It was going to be rare and exclusive to own a 5v5 ticket. And then they turn around and release it for $20, boom, like 2 weeks later. So I get why people are upset. They spent $200 on chess to try to get a golden ticket that's going to give you maybe early access to the game that's not even fully done, which may have its issues anyways, just to get the full version in 2 weeks.
So like let me chime in here like on this point before I forget my point is like you and I both kind of talked like going off of that like it's not necessarily a bad thing that all these people have it because okay, imagine that it is super rare and let's say, you know, I'm just throwing out numbers here. Let's say 25 out of 500 people get it. What are those queue times going to look like? You know, like everyone already complains about queue times or, you know, they used to at least and stuff and it's only going to make it better. Or, I mean, I guess if you look on the other side too, it could make the game like crash, like or like 5v, you know, 5v5 Vainglory has stopped working, like we saw at Worlds. Who knows? But
My stream 123.
yeah, but like I'm just saying, like I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that all these people are getting it, or that you know you won't have to wait on those queue times and stuff. So I mean, that's another way to look at it as well. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that was what you're basically referring to as Flash X's tweet. He did kind of mention that, and I get
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he's
yeah.
saying, and there are two sides, and a lot of people are like, well, you just don't understand. And again, I get people's frustrations. I think the thing here's the other point I want to make that people kind of bother me with is people make it sound like SCMC is purposely ripping us off. And I get it, stay woke. Oh, conspiracy. No, I just don't believe that was SCMC's goal. I don't think they were going to be like, hey guys, this is what we're going to do. Let's all huddle around our evil table and come up with a plan to have a rare chance to get a golden ticket. And then as soon as some people spend all this money, boom, offer for $20. I don't think that
There's
was.
there's a big difference between SCMC and the government of the United States. I'll just say that. So
Yeah, and I think SCMC realized that when everything went down, they made that statement that okay, they kind of programmed all these giveaways in leading up to Worlds because they were announcing it at Worlds, and at the time, they didn't really. There was that I would say communication breakdown of some people making releases on whatever platform saying like, oh, this was going to be an exclusive rare thing. We want it to be kind of this thing not necessarily fun, but like, a challenge to maybe do different things to get a ticket. And they must have let that slip through that, wait a minute, at this point, this thing's going to be showing up in the marketplace for $20. You could buy it. So I think that is an issue. I think SMC understands it, and they're like, oh yeah, we need to be more clear and make sure we don't mislead people. And this is again my thinking. I get some other people aren't fortunate like us. We do get a little bit of ice from SMC in the content creator program. So me and you for the most part don't spend too much money on the game anymore. So they can have my $20.
We give away a lot of that ice though too.
Oh,
I mean, like we
sure.
don't.
I've probably spent maybe 20% of the ice I've gotten so far from content creator.
Yeah, I might have spent a little bit more than that.
You have spent way more than that. No,
I'd say 50-50. I'd say 50-50.
No, you were way off. I'm sorry.
That's bullshit. Don't listen to him, Vainglorious listeners. He's full of lies. He speaks lies.
But Vainglory could just make Vainglory 2. They could leave Vainglory, make Vainglory 2, put on the marketplace for $20, and now you have to buy the new game, like other video games out there. Or they can release this free game to you, and you can make the decision to gamble, because that's what you're doing. And if you enjoy opening loot boxes and spending your real money to support the game, then support it. But don't be upset. Again, I have to agree with both sides. But for me personally, I'm just like, you're the one that spent $200 and couldn't stop yourself just to get this magical ticket that gets you into a game that's going to be coming out for free in 2 more weeks. Like, I just get frustrated sometimes because people just send them to the stake so fast. I'm just like, guys, relax. Let's wait until SCMC makes like their statement and lets everyone understand that they have seen everyone raging and they're like, all right, something's clearly happened, that people are upset and people are just saying how disgraceful SCMC is as a company and we should never buy or support them. Like, I saw tweets like that. I'm just like, why are you still in this community? God, it's so frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously I don't want to turn this into a podcast on like how people should act or anything, but like, come on, people. Like, okay, make your point. That's fine. Do it professionally. Don't, say names and they're disgraceful and, all this, whatever. I mean, you have to do it in a reasonable manner. And there's a lot of people. And I would say, like Vainglory has a young community. So I see I know younger people or I think that are younger that say some stuff, and I'm like, okay, they're younger, they have a past, but there are older people who, older players that I'm like, are we 12 or are we gonna make it, or are you gonna be all right, or do we need to
You guys
put a diaper on you and
realize,
move on?
yeah,
Like, sorry if that's too much for you to handle, but
you're dropping F-bombs on Twitter and you're so mad at this company that is a video game that you support clearly because you're still here in this community. You still play this game, and you obviously still give them money if you're upset that you spent money on a box. Anyways, what Vainglory did is, of course, SMC, and they try to make it right. You can go to their little link and support and file a claim and explain what happened and all this money you spent on their game, and you supported this game you love, and you spent a little bit of your money on it, but you know what? You don't really want to support them, so you get all this, whatever they decide to give you back. I don't know. Like I said, they can have my $20. I'll gladly buy and support their game a little more if I need to, as much as I financially can. But physics, so that's the other thing I want to talk about. Lovely physics, smart physics, makes a very nice article about how there's 1 in 50 to get this golden ticket. Now 1 in 25 since we reached 100 trillion kills or whatever they made us get to, and was talking about how just because you open 50 chests does not mean you're going to get a golden ticket. Like, you can
within the 50 tries.
Yeah, you can open 300 and not get a golden ticket. That's part of the gambler's fallacy. She talked about that in her article, and that's what I think kind of her frustrations were originally. Is like, you people, you're the ones gambling, so why are you upset when you don't win? That's like going to Vegas, using a slot machine over and over and over, and then getting mad when you don't win. But
you put in $200 and get 5 out of it. Like, what? It's broke. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
No shit, dude.
And people do make a lot of good points. That if you, let's say there's like a rare shoe out there and you were trying to get this shoe, and they said that, oh, you only have this many chances, or there was only going to be this many opportunities for you to win this shoe maybe, and you had to risk some things. And then, after you've put all that time into trying to win that shoe, 2 weeks, 2 days later, that company decides, oh, JK, we have tons of these shoes. They're $20 now. And you just spent all that time trying to win one. I would understand then people's frustrations, and that's probably shouldn't happen. But the difference between that situation is that company probably did that on purpose to try to get more money, and I don't think SCMC did. And let me rephrase that. They didn't. I don't think.
Yeah.
So, again, people won't agree with us, and that's fine. And I do understand the people's frustrations for the most part. But I just have a different view on it. Like we said, you bought ice to get more. I spent, I think, 2,000 opals, and I spent 3,000 on my ice. And, I don't want any of it back necessarily. It's okay that they have that. And, again, it's different for us just because we do get supported in small ways. So we are fortunate for that, and other people don't. And they do have to spend money. But if me and you go back and count how much money we spent on for the first 2 years we played this game before we started doing this, we have helped plenty. I think at one point we had received or bought ourselves, like me personally, $600 in iTunes cards. Not like through Christmas asking them for my birthday. Like, that was a thing I asked people just to get me, just because I wanted more iTunes to spend on Vainglory.
Vainglory, if you are listening, if you want to hit us up with the 5v5 content creator, early access, I wouldn't be upset about that. All right, back to regular scheduled programming.
Dude, when we've told people about how we play a video game and how much money we spend on it, and then we think about it, we're like, man, we can buy Xbox games for $60, and we don't normally spend any more money on that game. But Vainglory, man, we just are just dropping money, and it's just like, why? Just for skins? What the heck?
It's I'm the definition of that meme where the guy's just throwing out dollar bills like, yep, take my money.
Take my money.
All right, what else we got? VIS League? Enough of that. Enough of the banter. Let's talk VIS League.
Yeah, VIS League is running for day after day after day for 2 weeks, and we'll run into the finals. I don't know if you want to go through. I'll go through the teams, and then maybe you can. No, you go over the schedule. Do you have that schedule in front of you that we dropped in the Discord?
Yep.
So week 1.
Just the week 1. Oh, what? What's up?
Yeah, what? Are we talking at the same time?
I'm sorry. What?
Okay,
What?
wait, you
Come
go
in?
first.
Okay.
Okay, you know.
Okay. Week 1 we got Tuesday. All of week 1 is the round of 16. So January 2nd, January 3rd, January 4th, January 5th, 4 days in a row, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You got those matches. Do we have? Side note: we don't have who's playing or anything, right? Unless we just have.
Well, I have like a full chart. I don't know what days the teams are playing, but I have the chart, like the bracket. We can go over just the teams
Oh,
in
okay.
general. But if you want to
Okay.
just finish out week 2 and when the
Yeah.
finals are.
Okay, so then week 2 will be Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be the round of 8, which would be January 9th, January 10th, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Thursday and Friday will be the semifinals then, January 11th, January 12th, also same time, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then the finals are actually that Saturday. So actually that will be 5 days in a row, January 13th at 4 p.m. Pacific.
Sweet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, 9. Whoa, that's math, guys.
What?
9 days of Vainglory we have leading up. In the 11th, like I said, Halcyon Elite would start, so we're starting with some there, and then the 15th is NACL. So we're gonna have a lot of stuff to be talking about. But Tuesday we did watch some games, so we can talk about those. And then we'll tell the future and talk to you about what happened tonight, because VIS League is actually starting right now, and we're going to watch them tonight, and we're just going to actually talk about what happened before it even happened. So we'll see how good we can predict the future. But the first games on Tuesday night was Misfits versus Reluctancy, and then Good Nights and Rare Syndicate. So Misfits, yeah, they are a known organization, have been up there in Elite 8 or the Vainglory 8 and whatnot. Jazzville, Allie Peterson, Pajama is the analyst drafter really for them.
Maoki,
whatever. Reluctancy, they got some names on there. Big Paws, Scorpio, yeah. Libra, I don't know, whatever. These people's names. Yeah.
Libra. It's French.
Okay, you're done.
Am I rolling my R's well? Okay.
Dude,
sorry.
French people don't roll R's, do they? Isn't that Spanish?
No. Yeah. Let's not fact check that.
Fact check that, people. Fact check Crude. Yeah, Misfits 2-0's that. They played pretty well. Comp wise, Ringo. I think Ringo is officially back. Who's back for the new year is Ringo. I think
Ringo,
the drunken bastard, has had a long holidays and he's back on the fold with some Hellfire brews and an interesting builds. What the Ringo build is right now?
Oh yeah, dude. How can you forget? It's Spell Sword, 2 Tyrants, and some people I've seen a couple other, like, do you do Sorrow Blade? Okay. I've seen Sorrow Blade and Bonesaw.
Yeah. But really no Breaking Point, which kind of just, I don't think he's more of a, I don't know, interesting build. We'll have to see how that continues on throughout the winter season.
Attack speed is everything for Ringo. Don't forget.
Yeah, it keeps him nice and healthy when it comes to how much energy levels he has. But Rona is still out there. I think Rona is actually the one hero I like to ban the most in ranked, because I still cannot play her. I've been practicing, trying to get better in casual. But I just want to ban Rona.
Yeah, it's not going so good.
No, it's not. I just want to ban Rona because I don't want to have to be forced to play her, because she is really strong. And I try to play Rona and run Creation from Ace Gaming, run his build, which is like Tyrant or Tornado Trigger and Crit and Sorrow Blade and no sustain. God, I just can't do it. I just don't understand. Just not good like him.
Yeah.
It just makes me mad. The other games we didn't watch as closely. Good Nights and Rare Syndicate. Yes.
Yeah.
Rare Syndicate, they won 2-0. Girls on Boys, Edwin, Bladeheart, Inedible Rise. I know a few of those names. Good Nights. Illest. Ooh, Illest was a sub.
I was say Illest is really the only one I recognize on that team. Really. I think I've seen Refuse before, but Maybe
Yeah,
not.
but
I don't know.
those games were
It's hard to keep track.
yeah, those games were a little closer. I think I saw Blanks playing Saw, but they ran some interesting comps. I think Rare won those pretty decently, easily. So those were both 2-0s
Or decently.
or decent. What did I say?
You said decently, but I think you meant easily because I don't know how they win it decently. I mean, yeah,
Dude,
that
I'm
doesn't really
telling
make
you,
sense.
whatever comes in my mouth, I don't even know half the time.
Yeah. Your
Terrible,
mind's ahead of your mouth.
terrible podcaster. And then tonight, let's go ahead and predict the future, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Let's see. Tonight it is. I don't know if I told you that it is the real Tribe Gaming. I'm pretty sure. Not like a Challenger Tribe Gaming. It's like the real roster probably because it says tune in to catch world champions Tribe Gaming. They are playing. Let's see. Ooh, they're playing Ludicity. I can't barely even read that name. Can you read it on the chart I sent you right now?
Ludicity? Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know.
All right, so they're playing them. I'm gonna call that a 2-0. I'm gonna make a bold prediction.
Come on.
D'Anzio, he's gonna play a Ringo and Adagio. He's gonna win both games.
Okay. All right.
And then the other team is Infinity Forge versus From Mars, and I think From Mars they do have people.
Infinity what?
Infinity Rebirth.
Yeah. Rebirth. You said Infinity Forge.
Well, okay. Infinity Forge is the org's name.
Yeah.
Infinity Rebirth is their Vainglory team.
Well, let's go with their Vainglory team.
Get on
How
my
about
level.
that? Okay.
You thought I was wrong, but I'm right.
Well, you still kind of are wrong.
Anyways, all right. Will you not drop things?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. You didn't hear that.
Okay, so From Mars, I think we do know people on that team, but I'm gonna go with Infinity Rebirth.
I'm going From Mars.
From Mars, okay. So yeah, those were great games. So you guys, I hope you guys catch those on Wednesday night. They were really great.
Did you see that crazy Kraken steal?
Dude? I think the Kraken. No, I didn't. What happened?
Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, it's about ready to give me like 25 more minutes.
Did you see when
Maybe
Kestrel
I'll go.
sniped the base and destroyed it and won?
Okay, we're done.
So yeah, that's Viz League pretty much. We have 9 days almost straight with taking that first weekend off. Like this upcoming weekend, we'll be taking off, and then the week 2 will take place. So that'll be nice to see those 3v3 matches. I know they're only 3v3, but at least we get to see competitive Vainglory again.
Real quick,
Other names.
Viz League has a
Yeah,
Nova,
yeah.
Celsior Esports, Echo Fox, Vision Gaming,
Misfits.
Y Fighters, Misfits,
Kardashians.
If Tribe Gaming is the actual world champion tribe and not their Viz team or the I don't know, what would you say, younger team?
I think that was Tribe Academy is what they were called.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Fan Club has Grasscoon in it, I'm pretty sure.
Grasscoon?
So, yeah, there's going to be some, I think, actually legit good games.
Pretty excited for that.
All right. I think we covered everything we wanted to talk about. You guys really won't hear what we talk about Thursday matches or Friday matches until Tuesday, but hopefully we'll be able to talk about those and maybe some other great things. But
that's probably mostly what the podcast will be about Tuesday. Is probably Viz League catching up on a lot of that stuff.
Unless there's
maybe it'll be a little bit long. Maybe it'll be a little bit longer episode though. So
yeah, unfortunately, there's just not a lot of great stuff going on this weekend, Vainglory wise. Sad face. Normally, when we have a Thursday episode, it's because we're leading up to 2 days of Vainglory on the weekend. Normally, that's where we get to tweet and interact and do all that kind of fun stuff on the weekend, but not yet.
Not for a little while yet.
Yeah, we'll have to. Man, we still have so much to talk about. We have so much to talk about schedule-wise, how the format's going to be, teams, comps. Oh, we got a lot to do with this in the future.
Sad news. Can I report this?
Oh.
Adren is no longer the coach of Rogue.
That is true. I'm kind of curious to see what happens with Rogue. It doesn't sound like they're leaving, but almost like they're just not having a coach anymore, and they decided not to, fill that position. But guys, if you need a coach for a good team out there, I would probably pick up a Dren. I feel like he'd be your OP secret weapon.
Adren has been nothing but nice to us and helpful with us. So shout out to Adren.
I hope
I don't know. Like I don't think it's like a bad situation or anything. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him much, but keep your head up. And yeah.
Hope you find a good team.
Yes.
I feel like if I had a team and I was looking for a decent coach, I'd probably pick someone with a military background who probably knows a crazy amount about like how to interact and respect and discipline and hard work and that kind of stuff. I think we should put a drill sergeant as a coach for Vainglory.
That'd be interesting.
Some of these little kids wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Shit myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to handle that. Reflex block, god damn it. All right. We gotta watch some Viz.
Let's watch some Viz.
All right, I'm gonna move over to the other room.
All right. See you in a second.
All right, I'll see you in a second. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to Time for Rolling. If you liked what you heard, please leave a review on iTunes or Google Play Music and subscribe for weekly episodes. Follow us on Twitter at Time for Rolling and at TFR_esports. Until next week for another edition of
Time for rolling.